We're playing the Rizzler, Quantum Riddler alongside Felia, Exuberant Shepherd, and Legacy Cephalid Breakfast. Let's go check it out. Rizzler for breakfast? Today we're playing a donation deck from Matthew Story, who loves Quantum Riddler and wants to see it in Cephalid Breakfast in combination with Felia, Exuberant Shepherd. For 1 and a white, you have this flash creature that whenever it attacks, you blink a non-land permanent, it gets a little bit bigger, and when you blink the Quantum Riddler, wherever that is, you get this really nice ability where you can warp, which is sort of like Evoke, but a little bit different, but you warp the Quantum Riddler into play, you'll draw a card, you attack with the Felia, Exuberant Shepherd, and then you blink the Quantum Riddler. It will then come back onto the battlefield and no longer care about the warp, so that way your creature sticks around. How warp is different from Evoke is that the creature doesn't sacrifice at the end of the turn, or immediately even. Instead, it sticks around until the end of the turn and then gets exiled, and later on you can cast that spell from exile. Okay, so it does not go to the graveyard. It's sort of like a temporary cost. You play it, and then later on you can cast its normal mana value to play the spell. So that works really well with the Felia and the ability to blink. Cephalid Breakfast in general is a graveyard combo deck where you're looking to target your own Cephalid Illusionist a lot. You do that using Nomad's en-Kor or Shuko, and you equip the Cephalid Illusionist over and over, milling your own library, much like Oops All spells. And then from there you reveal things like Narcomoeba. After that, you could flashback a Cabal Therapy to name Force of Will, Force of Negation, Fairy Macabre, something along those lines. And then flashback the dread return of sacrificing 3 creatures, like those Narcomoebas that I just mentioned, to return Thassa's Oracle from the graveyard to the battlefield and win the game. That's the idea behind the deck, and the reason we're playing the Felia, Exuberant Shepherd and Quantum Riddler package is that this doesn't use the graveyard and allows an alternative win that doesn't, play into common hate. That's sort of the idea. And then a plan C to that is using Urza Saga construct tokens to beat your opponent down. Urza Saga does find Shuko after it hits the 3rd chapter, which helps with your primary game plan as well. So this deck is highly synergistic and really, really powerful. A benefit of playing this deck is that you do to get a fair plan, like the Swords to Plowshares, Spell Pierce, and Force of Will. Speaking of the Spell Pierce, this is usually days in most common lists, but when you're running Felia, Exuberant Shepherd, and Quantum Riddler, the games go a little bit longer, and if they're going longer, Spell Pierce is slightly better than days, so it makes a lot of sense to me. In the sideboard, you have Orm's Chant. This is primarily for matchups with a lot of surgical extractions or creature removal, because one Orm's Chant shuts down multiple creature removal spells or multiple copies of surgical extraction. Serenity and the prismatic endings are for permanent hate. So you could exile a Grafdigger's Cage or a Nile Spellbomb, something along those lines. Consign to Memories for combo, Mystic Forge combo, Oops All spells, things like that. You have Force of Negation also for combo, but can also come in against Prison to stop things like Chalice of the Void, for example. Fairy Macabre for opposing graveyard combo, like Oops All spells, Reanimator, the Cephalid Breakfast Mirror. Then you have some targets for Urza Saga, like Soul Guide Lantern, Pithing Needle, etc. The Fairy Time Raveler is just a generic answer that's good against blue and can, bounce a graveyard hate piece if needed. That's the deck. That's the deck tech. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you to Matthew once again for the donation deck. As always, I really do appreciate your support here on the Epic Storm YouTube channel. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm becoming a little bit rambly, so let's head on over to match number 1, and I will see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We're on the play with Cephalid Breakfast and Legacy. Alright, we have a Riddler, we have Saga. I think we keep this. We'll begin with Flooded Strain into Island Ponder. Feeling a little bit like Bosch and Roll today. Alright, we'll grab the basic and let's play Ponder. I think we shuffle this. We find Force of Will. Honestly perfect. I love that for us. They play Ancient Tomb. into Chalice of the Void. Am I crazy if I just let this resolve? I think I'm going to let it go. I might be an insane person, but I don't think I want to fight over Chalice of the Void. I just have the Brainstorm. I guess like I could draw Swords to Plowshares or something, but I think I just want to focus on like Urza Saga Beatdown and then just force their threat. They have a Wasteland, okay. Goodbye to Urza Saga. They thought for a moment and then passed. We'll play another Urza Saga, pass the turn after that. Our opponent plays Cavern of Souls into Glaring Flashraker. That Force of Will play now seems less good. Now they play a Lotus Petal. Sure. Okay, so I think my game plan just shifted. Now I'm going to try to find Cephalid Illusionist rather than trying to win with Urza Saga. Because we could still grab Shuko off of the Saga and then win. So I think we warp Quantum Riddler. Swords to Plowshares. I'm regretting every decision in my life right now. Prevail away the Ponder. Okay. Yeah, I guess I was supposed to just Force of Will the Chalice of the Void. I did not consider Cavern of Souls. They play another Lotus Petal. And now a Kozilek's Command. I'll Force of Will this. Exile the Brainstorm. And now Eldrazi Linebreaker. I pretty much have to draw exactly Cephalid Illusionist here. They have one card in their hand. I feel like at the time my Saga plan made sense. And I know that like hindsight bias, it looked very bad. But I mean, I had double Urza Saga. I only had the one card that had a mana value of 1. I don't know. Like, perhaps it was just a bad misplay, but it didn't seem that egregious to me at the moment. In the moment. Am I dead here? Yeah, I'm dead. Wow. Okay, so I guess I didn't get that draw step after all. And it would have been a land. Okay, so that went terribly. Let's do better in the post-board games, and I'll try to not make that mistake again. We'll bring in Prismatic Ending, Consign to Memory. Maybe the Needle, I'm not as sure about that one. Maybe Teferi Time Raveler. Take out Spell Pierce. So this doesn't seem like a great Riddler matchup to me because like I don't think Riddler and Felia are ever going to outclass Eldrazi. So I'm down to just sideboard out all of that. And I think we just lean into being a combo deck here. We'll try this out. Like I do think that Felia and Quantum Riddler can outclass a lot of other Legacy decks. But Eldrazi are so large that I don't think it's actually realistic. Like, you need to slow the game down a lot in order to make that plan work. And I just don't think this deck is capable of slowing down Eldrazi like that. Game 2 on the play. So this is a pretty clean turn 2 win. We'll keep. We'll play the Flooded Strand, fetch. Grab a basic here. I wonder if Plains is better than the island. Because of the Swords to Plowshares? I don't know if it matters. I'll just grab Island. We'll play Shuko. Pass the turn. They play Lotus Petal, Ancient Tomb. And now they have Kozilek's Command open, so I don't know if I'm actually supposed to go for a win here. I can Cabal Therapy them, though. We'll grab Underground Sea. Whoops. Cabal Therapy. We'll name Kozilek's Command. We hit. Okay, pass the turn. I wonder, and I mean, I thought about this in the middle of resolving, if I should have played out Narcomoeba, because then next turn I could double Cabal Therapy them, and then play the Illusionist. They play Eldrazi Linebreaker, and now they swing, ouch. We'll play Tundra, Cephalid Illusionist, equip, triggers. Alright, and at this point, it's just going through the motions. Okay. I'll come back in a moment, I'm just going to quit narrating this. And our opponent concedes. Nice. Alright, so we've gotten game number 2, now off to game 3 on the draw. No changes on my side. I'm just going to resubmit and hope to get the job done. Game number 3 on the draw. We've opened up a 5-land hand with a Narcomoeba. As much as I value Cephalid Illusionist, I don't think I'm actually allowed to keep this hand. This is much better. We'll keep this. And I think the bottom here is actually Brainstorm. Alright, Brainstorm to the bottom. They play Secluded Courtyard and pass the turn. I think I'm going to Ponder on turn 1 and not play the Urza Saga. It might bite me in the butt, but I would like to Ponder. Definitely don't want that. That's terrible. Shuffle. Another land. Don't love that. They play Wasteland. So at least if this is the situation, I can play out a Surveil land and hope that they waste it. Let's play Undercity Sewers. No, I do not want another land. We'll pass the turn. They play another copy of Secluded Courtyard, and they seem to be just happy passing here. Paused on the end step, and they do Wasteland. Okay. I think now we'll play out the Urza Saga. Pass the turn. They have another Wasteland. Goodbye to Urza Saga. Brainstorm. Good draw here. We'll cast it. Weird time to Disruptor Flute, but okay. They named Nomads en-Kor. Well, we find Shuko. Big fan of that. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to get rid of the Serenity here and the Azorius Archive. I don't think I need Serenity. We'll play out the Marsh Flats and pass. And it looks like they're just stuck here. I will fetch, and I'll grab Meticulous Archive. Keep the Flooded Strand, because that allows me to play Cabal Therapy. Let's begin by playing Pithing Needle. I'm going to name Fairy Macabre with this. And I name the Fairy Macabre. Play the Tundra. I'll play Shuko. And then next turn I have the win backed by Cabal Therapy and Consign to Memory. I wonder if the name with Cabal Therapy is actually Dismember. Alright, well they drew mana number 4. Because I can beat Kozilek's Command with the Consign to Memory. Another Illusionist, that's pretty good. Let's fetch. We'll grab Underground Sea. And let's play Cabal Therapy. I will name Dismember if I can spell it. Double Dismember! Wow. So smart. Okay. Cephalid Illusionist, let's go. Too easy. And the opponent concedes the match. Well, I might have thrown game number 1. I feel like I earned game number 3. You can't tell me otherwise. And we are now 1-0 in this Legacy League. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round number 2 on the draw, we're facing someone who plays either Storm occasionally or a lot of Eldrazi. I don't know what they're playing today, but this hand doesn't seem great to me. Like, Quantum Riddler isn't really meant for either of those matchups. Spellpierce is good against Storm, but kind of bad against Eldrazi on the draw. On the play, I think I would keep this. On the draw, I'll mulligan. Well, if you draw a blue land, this hand is incredible. A pretty big if. I think I'm willing to risk it. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm going to try it out. We'll bottom the Thassa's Oracle. Our opponent has kept 5 cards. Scalding Tarn, so not Eldrazi. Okay. I just need that blue mana. Swords to Plowshares was not it. We'll play Urza Saga and pass. If I draw a blue mana next turn, that's still okay. They fetch with Scalding Tarn. For an Undercity Sewers, this looks like a deck that I might know and love. The Epic Storm. That's a Runehorn Hellkite. Yeah, it might be the Epic Storm. They have 5 cards in their hand. That's a Brainstorm. They play Underground Sea and pass. We rip the blue land. Do I show them that I have the win next turn? I think I do. Actually, is it better to just hold up Brainstorm? It might be. Yeah, why show them the Cephalid Illusionist? It doesn't make sense. Because this way I could Brainstorm into another Force of Will if I need to. And another Brainstorm from the opponent. I do need to stop them from getting Lion's Eye Diamond in play, because I don't want to lose to the Runehorn Hellkite. I've been on the opposite side of the table so many times where I know what that does. End step, we'll cast Brainstorm. We'll put 2 copies of Swords to Plowshares on top. Important to remember to float mana here. We'll grab a Shuko, and then play Cephalid Illusionist. Equip. And our opponent concedes. Nice. Alright, so we unfortunately beat the Epic Storm in game 1. We'll bring in Force of Negation, Fairy Macabre, Consign to Memory, the Needle, Soul Guide Lantern, Prismatic Ending, Orm's Chant, maybe even the Serenity. You could argue that you're also supposed to bring in Teferi Time Raveler because it shuts off Beseech the Mirror. We'll get rid of Swords to Plowshares. This is insane. And, hold on. We'll get rid of the Felia Exuberant Shepherd. I'm not trying to board this card out in every matchup, but it does seem like we're not pairing into matchups where we're supposed to be the juke plan. Alright, so we're at 65 cards still. That is a lot. What to board out? Probably the Plains. We can take that. I don't need basic Plains. Part of me wonders if I could try to get away without the Cabal Therapy. Because, like, in this matchup, really, it's only for getting rid of my own Dread Return. That puts me at 63. Maybe I'll get rid of the Serenity. You need a lot of things to go right for that card to be good. 62. Running out of time here. I don't want to take out more blue cards. I'm worried about blue count. Maybe we'll shave a Shuko. Alright, you can make fun of me in the comments. I'm going to board out another land. Let's go. 18 lands. We'll be fine. Obviously, I open hand the Dread Return. We'll keep. Yeah, so I can't win unless I draw discard the Dread Return, or I find a Brainstorm. But I'm not going to give up Consigned to Memory Orm's Chant in this matchup. They have a Bloodstained Mire. We'll play the Meticulous Archive. Drawing the Brainstorm for the Dread Return was very good. I think we keep the Orm's Chant. They grab a Taiga. I just need to untap next turn. That's all I really want. They play Scalding Tarn. Because then I have double Orm's Chant. It's going to be tough to lose. We'll play the Urza Saga. Pass the turn. And I wouldn't mind just drawing and discarding next turn to get rid of the Dread Return. Under City Sewers, they surveil a Scalding Tarn to the graveyard. So they have plenty of mana here. And they're going to pass. So I might just draw discard. Okay, I think that's the game plan. Get rid of the Dread Return. They play Lotus Petal. Draw Mox. Let's just Orm's Chant them. Because if they play a Diamond, I could lose to a Runehorn Hellkite. I can't lose to a Hellkite right now. And I can just untap and kill them on my turn. They imprint a Dark Ritual. So now I will go search out the Shuko. We'll play the Tundra. Might as well Orm's Chant them again. Cephalid Illusionist. And equip. We did it. We won another match. And I am now 2-0. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Time for the third match. We're on the play and our opponent has revealed a Jegantha the Wellspring. Here we have 4 lands. We have 3 ways to target Cephalid Illusionist and no way to cantrip or find the Illusionist. Spell Pierce might be okay. I'm not even sure about that. This hand seems like a trap to me. I'm going to send this one back. I think we're going to go to 5. I'm not trying to over mulligan. It's just I want hands that function and do something meaningful, and so far that has not been the case. I suppose we'll keep bottom Cabal Therapy and Narcomoeba. We'll play Under City Sewers, Surveil, get rid of the Shuko. I really don't want to show them that I'm playing Cephalid Breakfast, but I don't want to draw that card either. They play a Karakas. Their energy. Okay. I thought maybe they could have been lands with the Jegantha. I'd like to Brainstorm here. Spell Pierce is not going to be particularly good. Oh, that was bad. That was real bad. I'm going to concede. I'm not going to waste my time on this planet playing this game out. I'm going to get ran over. We can just go to the next one. So we probably want Prismatic Ending. I'm not sure about Serenity. Maybe the Needle. I don't want Spell Pierce. And then I think we'll shave 1 Riddler and 1 Thalia. And we'll try this out. Game 2 on the play. What are with these hands? Do I really want to keep double Shuko? I think I would keep it as a 6 though, so maybe I'm supposed to keep it as a 7. Not sure if I love that, but we'll see what we can make happen here. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll draw Cephalid Illusionist. We'll play Polluted Delta and pass. Basic Plains and Guide of Souls. Sure. We will fetch and go grab Meticulous Archive. Keep the Brainstorm. That was a great find. Play the Flooded Strand and let's cast the Brainstorm. Put back Needle and Shuko. And I think we'll pass. The question here is, do I grab Tundra or do I grab the Basic Plains? I think maybe it's Basic Plains. I'm going to Swords this. I think no matter what, I'm going to end up removing this creature from the game. So I might as well save myself 1 point of damage. Goodbye, Guide of Souls. They play Karakas. Ocelot Pride, that's fine with me. The Ocelot Pride triggered because of my swords. Okay. We'll play Ponder. I think we keep this. Play the Shuko. Pass the turn. I think I'm going to allow the Ocelot Pride to exist. Maybe that's foolish. But I guess they have the query now. So if they do have the, what is it called? Ajani Nakato Pariah, then I can't swords it anyway, so I might as well answer the Ocelot Pride. Alright, so I'll take 1 damage here. And they just passed the turn with 5 cards in their hand. A little surprising. I'm going to warp the Quantum Riddler. And whoops, I guess I need a blue mana for that. Warp the Quantum Riddler, and we'll draw the Undercity Sewers on top of the deck. And then Surveil, and then I'll Ponder. Going to Pyroblast this? Looks like it. Okay. Sure. And I will now Ponder. I think we take that. The fact that they used a Pyroblast on a card I don't really care about. So I'm going to draw the Sewers and Surveil away the Force of Will. We just don't want or need it here. Pass the turn. And they did not have a creature in the whole turn cycle. I was thinking that maybe they had their own Felia for my end step. That was not the case. So we'll see if they play a creature this turn. This could be a spot where they put Jegantha to their hand if they don't have a creature. But we'll see. They have 5 cards. Voice of Victory. Sure. So we draw Ponder, and now I'll play it. That is a Cephalid Illusionist. I can beat Swords to Plowshares here. I cannot beat like a Surgical Extraction or a Fairy Macabre. They exile the Nomads, which is fine. I still have the Shuko. Okay. And at this point, we're just going through the motions. I milled over the Oracle, so if they do have Fairy Macabre or Surgical, I cannot beat it. There was a chance that if I hit Cabal Therapy and Narcomoeba, I could have played around those cards, but not anymore. And we mill over double Narcomoeba. Target again. Now we hit the 3rd Narcomoeba. No Cabal Therapy, no Dread Return quite yet. Alright, there's the Cabal Therapy. We'll target them. I'll name Fairy Macabre. They have nothing. Okay. There's the Dread Return. So we just have to finish milling out our deck at this point. Alright, so I have sufficiently decked myself. And now we will cast the Dread Return, targeting Thassa's Oracle, and sacrifice 3 creatures. Sweet. I think I'm going to cut the Serenity. Maybe I do want Spell Pierce if they have if they have Pyroblast and Swords to Plowshares. Maybe it's a card that's better post board. And I'm going to cut the Felias, and I'll bring back in the Quantum Riddler. I could also try Teferi Time Raveler. It's just I have to control the board for that card to be any good. It might be better than the 3rd Quantum Riddler. We'll try this. I don't know if I feel strongly about it. I could also board in the Orm's Chant. I don't know if you're supposed to in this matchup, though. This seems fine enough to me. I don't know why I've kept my sideboard open this entire league. It's not like we're playing a Wish effect. I'll just close it. Plateau. And Ocelot Pride. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Okay. So we have a turn 2 win with Force of Will backup. I'll play the Nomads en-Kor and we'll pass. They swing for 1, no blocks. They play another Plateau. And they're going to pass with 5 cards in their hand. Draw Narcomoeba. I think I'll just pass here. Maybe I should have played out the fetch land instead. I was thinking about maybe playing the Narcomoeba, but maybe I should have made my decision and then played my land. If they would have tapped 1 land, I would have gone for the win. But they could have Pyroblast plus Swords to Plowshares, and I don't like that. They thought for a moment on my end step and then ultimately decided to go to their turn. They play Arid Mesa, and they do not attack this time. Interesting. I'll go to my turn. Spell Pierce. So I could beat double interaction. Let's fetch. There's 2 Narcomoebas in the deck. Let's try Cephalid Illusionist. Play Swords. I will Force of Will. Exile the Narcomoeba. And now Illusionist. Another Swords to Plowshares. I will Spell Pierce. They have 3 cards in their hand. Orm's Chant would have been no difference here because I had played out the Nomads early. So now we'll target. And they're not conceding. I'm going to go through it. There's the Oracle again. There's Dread Return. Narcomoeba. We have not revealed the Cabal Therapy yet. And there's the other Narcomoeba. Still no Cabal Therapy. Okay. Just keep milling. There's the Cabal Therapy. Let's target them. Sacrifice a Narcomoeba. Once again, I'll name Fairy Macabre. They have nothing. Okay, now we can win the game. Oh, my opponent put some salt in chat, but they're right. They said that they're playing Jegantha. So nice naming Fairy Macabre with Cabal Therapies. That's a good point. True. I mean, the salt taught me something, so I appreciate it. Like, if my opponents want to tell me how to better play Magic, I do not mind. I did not consider Jegantha Fairy Macabre. In my head, I'm always like, Jegantha means that they cannot Mindbreak Trap or Force of Vigor. I completely forgot about Fairy Macabre. And now we win. So despite my poor names with Cabal Therapy, I still got the match, which is ultimately all that matters. We are now 3-0. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Around number 4, we're on the play, and we're facing Saito-san, who in my mind is a Maverick legend. I did notice that before I hit, be on the play or whatever, that they're playing 80 cards today. So there's a Yorion Sky Nomad here. Yeah, and I mean, this is a win, so we keep this. The question is, do they have Swords to Plowshares? We'll play Tundra and Nomad's en-Kor. Pass the turn. So the one upside of me playing this deck today is most people don't keep creature removal against my username. We'll see if that's true here. And they have Needle in the blind. Well, it's not really blind, but it's a game 1 Needle on turn 1. So they can name my Nomad's en-Kor here, and they do. So now I'm looking to draw into a Shuko. I'll just play the Polluted Delta and attack. I'd like to Surveil with this Polluted Delta. They play Basic Forest, Gaddock Teeg, sure. That Gaddock Teeg can eat a Swords to Plowshares. Hate that card. Alright, so we'll fetch with Polluted Delta, grab Meticulous Archive, put that Dread Return right to the graveyard where it belongs. Felia, okay. Ooh, Felia actually answers the Needle. That's crazy. Okay, I like that quite a bit. So we can end step Flash and Felia, link the Needle, play Illusionist, and win. That is really cool. They play Lush Portico, Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. They grab Umezawa's Jitte. We'll flash in the Felia. We'll attack with Felia. Trigger. Get rid of the Needle. And now we'll play Cephalid Illusionist. This is bananas. Wow, that's so cool. Target. We already have 3 creatures in play too. Just keep milling. We have Forcible backup in case they have Endurance. Just bananas. Okay, keep targeting. There's the Thassa's Oracle. No Cabal Therapy yet. 21 cards left in our library. There's the Cabal Therapy. Target them. Sacrifice the Narcomoeba. Wow, Felia for the win. You love to see it. Stoneforge Mystic has never done that. Alright, so we're facing Maverick. Probably want the Prismatic Endings. The Fairy Time Raveler. Maybe the Needle. That was really awesome. We'll get rid of Spell Pierce. That's 62 cards. It's really hard to sideboard with this deck because you want everything. And this does seem like a good matchup for Quantum Riddler and Felia. So I'm not sure if I want to sideboard those out. Alright, I'm going to be a little bit of a crazy person. I'm going to get rid of the Marsh Flats. And second Shuko. We'll try this. I realize that getting rid of the second Shuko might be bad, but it's what I'm going to do. I'm not a Cephalid Breakfast expert. I'm sure somebody watching this video who's better with the deck than I am is like, Bryant, why do you do these things? But scoreboard, I'm 3-0. What's your record currently? 0-0 on the couch? So deal. Alright, game 2. I've opened up a hand that contains Dread Return. I like the rest of the hand, so I'm going to keep, but obviously, Dread Return is this deck's Gaiu's Will, so it belongs in my hand. Okay, let's see what the opponent has in store for us. My opponent disconnected, returned, and played Plateau into Silent Gravestone, sure. They have 5 cards in their hand. We draw another land. Okay, let's play Ponder. All of this is great, we'll keep. Pass the turn. They play Wooded Foothills. And another Silent Gravestone, okay. That's a little awkward. Played the Flooded Strain, and I think I'll just pass. I think I do want the other copy of Swords to Plowshares on top of my deck. They search out Lush Portico. Also, if this is going to be what the opponent does, I wouldn't mind, ooh, that hurts, converting this into a game with, like, maybe we try to win with the Juke of Felia plus Quantum Riddler. I think I have to draw the swords on top. They're pausing in my draw step. Do you have a Surgical for Ponder? Apparently not. We'll play Polluted Delta and pass. Urza's Saga goes to the second chapter. Prismatic Vista. Looks like they're going to try to be a Saga gamer. We'll use the Polluted Delta. Go grab Meticulous Archive. Don't want another Nomad's en-Kor. That can go to the graveyard. And I think I will grab the Undercity Sewers here. We'll surveil the Narcomoeba that will then return to the battlefield, because that's how that works. Yes. And now we'll go to my turn. Quantum Riddler, so we have half of the equation. Okay. We'll attack with Narcomoeba. Pass the turn. So they can make a construct here. They fetch with Prismatic Vista for basic planes. And there's a construct. Saga goes to the third chapter. They're going to make another. In response, I will Swords to Plowshares this one. They'll gain 1 less life. And now the Saga triggers. They have 5 cards in their hand. Ooh, Needle. This can name my Flooded Strand. I did not consider this. Let's see what they name. And they do name the Flooded Strand. Ooh, I hit the Felia, so I can set up Felia plus Riddler. Do I even care about the Needle? I probably do. They have 5 cards. The Felia can also answer the Construct token if I want to save the Swords to Plowshares. We'll attack with an Narcomoeba. Like, I don't think I'm on the combo game plan this game. I'm pretty sure I'm trying to win with this Felia and the Quantum Riddler. So I want the Flooded Strand. My best draw would be like a Force of Will so I could protect the Quantum Riddler or the Felia. Felia, Guardian of Thraben. That's fine with me. That actually protects my Riddler for a turn if they don't have a land. They swing. I'll take it down to 15. Like, the Thalia is actually good for me here. We'll grab the basic planes. Flash in the Thalia. They can't Swords it because of their own Thalia. And now I can warp the Quantum Riddler. I'll draw a card. And now I'll attack. Target the Quantum Riddler. And now my Thalia will become a 3/3. Right? No, it's not until the end step. So I could Swords here. Yeah, we'll Swords the Thalia. So they'll take it. And then on the end step, triggers. The warp will happen. Alright, so I'll draw a card. Another Prismatic Ending. Okay. They play Dryad Arbor. 5 cards still in their hand. Swords to Plowshares on Felia. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. They grab Umezawa's Jite, which is fine. I have this Prismatic Ending. Another Swords to Plowshares. We are drawing a lot of those. Let's play Ponder. That's pretty good. We'll take the Brainstorm, because that allows me to get rid of this Dread Return and the second Nomads. Play the Polluted Delta. I think I'd like to play a Cephalid Illusionist here, which seems crazy, but I think I value the Nomads a little bit higher. I think we just attack for 5 in the air. Our opponent's at 13, we're at 17. They can use the Stoneforge Mystic to put the Umezawa's Jite onto the table, so that way it can't be countered by Force of Will. Interesting, they're not going to equip. I'll just take 3 here, I'll go to 14. And step I'll fetch, down to 13. Tie ball game. We'll grab Tundra. We draw Island, I'll play Urza's Saga. And we'll attack in the air again. Swing better, swing. They're going to take it. Okay, they're at 8. I'll play another Cephalid Illusionist. Pass the turn, so I can block and activate the Cephalid Illusionist this turn to prevent damage. They use the Stoneforge Mystic. Umezawa's Jite is on the battlefield. They equip the Umezawa's Jite. So the way that I'm reading Cephalid Illusionist is that it prevents the damage from being dealt. So I don't think the Umezawa's Jite will get any counters, because whenever equipped damage, or whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage, put 2 counters on it. This says we're preventing any damage. So I think I just block and activate. And then activate the Illusionist. So I'll mill 3. And then damage is prevented. And there's no counters on the Umezawa's Jite like I thought. Our opponent's tapping Stoneforge Mystic. Interesting. What is this? Meteor Sword. So they can destroy my... Ooh, they're going after Riddler. Okay. I'm sorry, they're going after Saga. I think I said Riddler the second time. But I can't believe they destroyed Saga. I thought they were going to kill Quantum Riddler. They're tapped out. I could put them to 1 here. I'll play the Island. Let's Prismatic Ending on the Umezawa's Jite. So that way they can't gain any life. And I'll swing out. They'll go to 1. And I'll play Nomads en-Kor. Pass the turn. Bryant Cook. That's what all this game has been. Just flexing my combat math and knowledge. Swords to Plowshares. Okay, well, you still have to answer Narcomoeba. They have the answer to Narcomoeba. No! Brutal. So on the end step, I can target my Nomads a bunch and then get another Narcomoeba. They did not find another equipment. Alright, let's target Cephalid Illusionist. I have other copies of Narcomoeba in my deck. And there's a Narcomoeba. And the opponent concedes. Nice. Double Silent Gravestone did not matter. Felia carried, Quantum Riddler carried. The juke worked. I got to beat down. Love that for us. And we're 4-0. So the next match is for the trophy. I hope we can get it. The Gold Sabertooth times the Epic Storm collection has arrived with 3 full-size tokens showcasing the beloved Dark Ritual, CDH Rogsai, and Legacy the Epic Storm for just $5. On the backs of these tokens, there's a place for my signature or a custom message. In addition to these sweet tokens, a friendly reminder that all orders that ship from theepicstorm.com also come with a signed Storm token from yours truly. For the trophy, match number 5, we're on the draw. We've opened up a hand that I don't think is particularly good, so we'll send this one back. Alright, so this one's better. I can bottom the Thassa's Oracle. Narcomoeba is the card that we pitched to Force of Will. And then we have 2 cantrips to help smooth things out. I'm into this. Whoops. Oracle to the bottom, not Narcomoeba. Our opponent also took a mulligan. Misty Rainforest, okay. Cephalid Illusionist, don't mind if I do. Let's play Ponder. Oh baby, we definitely keep this. Alright, pass the turn. They grab a Hedge Maze. Is this Omnitel? And they kept a card on top. They play Basic Island. I'm getting Omnitel vibes here. I'll play the Urza Saga. I need to stay alive for 2 turns now. We'll play Cephalid Illusionist. My top card is a Narcomoeba that I do not want. So if it turns out that they're on beans and they kill my Illusionist, honestly not a bad thing because then I'm not drawing Narcomoeba next turn. They play Sink in a Stupor as a land, so I think that tells us this is in fact Omnitel. They play Show and Tell with 4 cards in hand. I'll Force of Will exiling Narcomoeba. It's been countered. Alright, so we're about to draw a Narcomoeba. Saga goes to the second chapter. I'm going to brainstorm and see if I can hit a Nomads or Shuko. I did not. So I'll get rid of Narcomoeba and the Felia here. And I'll ponder now looking for Force of Will or Shuko. We'll shuffle this. And attack. They're at 15. Looks like they... Ooh! Not another one. Okay, so I think we win. I guess they could find like double Force of Will or something like that. That would be problematic. They have 6 cards in their hand. We'll draw a random card. The land. We'll float a mana here and then go grab Shuko. We'll fetch. I'm going to play the Quantum Riddler, I think. See if I can draw into something I'd like. If I play the Illusionist out first, it gives me another creature. And then 2 draws off of the Quantum Riddler, but then I'd need Force and blue card. I mean, I'm not doing anything else with the mana. Let's play the Illusionist, I guess. And then Riddler. We'll draw 2. Of course, I hit the Dread Return. Ah! So now if I go for it, I risk losing to Force of Will. That was the downside of trying to find protection. I knew it when I made the play that it was a possibility. Okay. I hate this. But if I pass and die, I'm going to feel even worse. Okay. Are all the Narcomoebas on the bottom? It must be. There's 1. And then my bottom card is another Narcomoeba. And now I'll Cabal Therapy, targeting myself. Sacrifice the Quantum Riddler. Maybe my line was just foolish. Because I could have beaten a single Force of Will. They just conceded. Oh, okay. Was not expecting that. Sure. We'll bring in Teferi Time Raveler. Force of Negation. Is Orm's Chant even good? That's a question I have here. I don't think Consign to Memory is very good. Is Orm's Chant better than Basic Plains? Probably. We'll try this. I guess Orm's Chant beats Veil of Summer. Okay. I am down to keep this. Our opponent with a mulligan to 5. They play Tropical Island and Ponder. They did not shuffle with Ponder. We draw Cephalid Illusionist. Wow. So now I just need to find white mana. Get rid of the Brainstorm. Pass the turn. They play Basic Island. Grafdigger's Cage. I think I'll Force of Negation this. Exile the Narcomoeba. If this is Veil of Summer to protect, that's going to hurt. They let it go. 3 cards remain. We find Shuko. I just need mana. Dread Return on the bottom. I think we're supposed to shuffle away the Force of Negation here. I'll play the Marsh Flats. Grab Tundra. And play Nomads. Pass the turn. And except they cycle a Lorien Revealed. So they have 3 cards in their hand. They're about to drop to 4. We know that they have a tropical island in those 4. They play the tropical island, 3 cards in hand. Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. I do not care. Okay. Feeling pretty good right now. They go up to 23. They do put a land into play. So it has to be like Surgical Extraction, Veil of Summer in hand in order for me to lose this. Cephalid Illusionist. And let's start winning. I would like to hit the Cabal Therapy sooner rather than later. Keep targeting. We hit a Narcomoeba. There's the other. So we hit the Oracle. So now if they have Fairy Macabre, which is a card I realize that I lose to, there's Cabal Therapy. We'll cast it, target them. We'll name Fairy Macabre. They have 2 lands. Alright, they're dead. And now we Dread Return on the Thassa's Oracle. We just went 5-0 with Cephalid Breakfast. Did I play this league 100% perfectly? No, I didn't. I made some mistakes here or there, but the deck list felt pretty good. I really liked it. Is it better than Stoneforge Mystic? I don't know. I'm not a Cephalid Breakfast expert. But to me, the Thalia Riddler combo felt really powerful. I liked it quite a bit. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. I would love your feedback. Thank you to Matthew Story for the donation deck. I hope you enjoyed it. I know Quantum Riddler is your favorite card, so hopefully it brought you joy. Everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, keep storming. Hey you, yeah you, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested, you can visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel. You can even join me in a video in the Epic tier. It's totally worth it, I promise. And see ya. Thanks for watching.